Hello, everybody, and welcome to the black screen. There we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Masu Pro Wrestling. I am your host and sole commentator, Masu Pro Wrestling Tin, and today we're going to start off this show with one-on-one contest. Now, I think 2 weeks ago, we had our first ever premium live event. Masu Pro Wrestling presents Living Legends. And if you had watched that show, you would know that TheSleepyPengu won the shot at being in the first ever Icon Division Championship match. So of course, we have to find his opponent. And so throughout these weeks, before our next premium live event, we will discover which Icon will have the honor of facing Sleepy in one-on-one combat to become the first ever Icon Division Champion. And so we will start with today's match. And of course, the first person entering, as you can tell, is FlairZero. Now, Flair has been off and on. He's been brutal. He's been calculated. And he's had some trouble with Dragthulu of recent weeks. He beat Dragthulu at Living Legends, and Drag said, No, that's nothing but... That was nothing. I should have won that match. Never happened. So they had a rematch the week prior, which was last week. And due to some shenanigans, Dragthulu was able to pull out a win. So we'll have to see how these two happen, because they seem inseparable. It seems like Drag really has a chip on his shoulder and has something to prove. But Flair will be facing off against Gaelic Angel. And what this match will be is to determine. So, we will have matches, one-on-one matches, to determine if you are have a winner or a loser, obviously. And on the winning side, there will be 3 wrestlers, and on the losing side, there will be 3 wrestlers. And we will have a 3-on-3 tag team match to determine which 3 gets to have a triple threat match to determine the #1 contender. You have to prove that you can not only win singles matches, that you can win tag team matches, and you can win triple threats to prove that you are the best and you deserve a shot at the title. Sleepy is undefeated and has won a ladder match to get his shot, outlasting 3 other men. So you need to prove it. We do not want flukes. We do not want happenstance. We do not just want a paper champion. We want a real fighting champion in the Icon Division. Because honestly, the Idol Division kind of showing up the Icon Division right now with their champion. But you never know. Draven did lose her first match technically. Not a one-on-one. But lost her first match ever. I'm excited to see. These two have locked horns in the past, and it's always been a great showing. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, Flair did beat Angel. And so obviously Angel's going to want a shot, and obviously wants to be part of the winning team. You got to think that if you are part of the winning trio, that you're going to have a little bit of an advantage against the losing trio, but you never know. Some people get fueled by loss, and as we start this match, FlairZero, drop kick to the back of the head, immediately going up. FlairZero is wasting 0 time. Crossbody, yes, I just looked at my notes here. Double stomp to the chest. This is a rematch from the first ever week of MPW, Angel versus Flair. And Flair did... actually, Angel picked up the win there. I am mistaken. So Flair, I think, has got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder maybe here. Maybe that's why he's not wasting any time as Angel flattens him. But Flair goes for the quick roll-up. Referee perfectly in position, only for a 1 count. It is way too early for a decision yet, but Flair is really trying everything to just get a quick win. And now Angel getting in a little bit of his own. Gets a 1 count, trading Pins, just barely misses the one-legged drop kick into the forearm by Flair. These two have very differing styles that clash so perfectly. Inverted suplex. And you gotta think that last week, Flair got a sucker punch to the gut by Dragthulu as he takes control of this match. You gotta think that might be in his head here, as we hear Dragthulu's music on in the background. Could this be, is that just plain mind games? I don't think Flair fell for it there as he picks up Angel, a second of something that Flair did not calculate, just to get into his head, I think. I don't know who did that. I don't know who's working the back as Angel jumps off the springboard drop kick. A minor. Could that be a illusion here as Angel takes control into the fall from grace? The newly dubbed fall from grace. Angel has been in the lab and wants to find a way to make his moves even better. The swinging fall from grace as he follows Flair and tosses him into the barricade. Angel is giving no breathing room to Flair. After what just happened, I think Flair is he has lost all calculations. Ooh, Angel clipped his legs on the barricade there. That could not have felt good. As he works over Flair on the cement concrete. Elbow drop, but misses. I think Flair needs to calm down. He needs to remember where he is, but Angel is just in complete control after what happened. At a count of 5, of course, they have till 10 to get back into the ring. Angel taking a little bit of breathing room here as he enters the ring at barely almost a 6 count. Like a good father, takes Angel over his knee as Flair gets behind him and puts him into a sleeper hold. Maybe watching some TheSleepyPengu tapes, but jawbreaker by Angel. You gotta think, is Drag planning something for this match, or is Flair just... Is that mind games? Was it Angel? Was it a technical malfunction? You never know. You never know if Drag will just pop up out of the darkness and assault Flair. As it looks like Angel is getting a little bit of momentum here. House of Fire. As he goes over for the pin, a little bit close to the ropes here. 2. No, kick out at 2, and also hit the ropes on the kick out. As Angel picks Flair up for God's last gift. Plants his neck, all his weight, but Flair rolls him up into a cheeky little pin. Could he steal the win here? No, a kick out at 1. It is going to take a lot more to put away Angel here. Angel has not been feeling anywhere, lighting up his chest with chops. That's going to make your chest red, could cut open. Ooh, knee buster. As Angel is in the center of the ring, stalking his prey here as he picks him up. For the fall from grace, no, it looks like Flair fights out of it. Takedown, trying to control the pace of the match. Into the, below 0, but it looks like Flair is completely gassed. He doesn't know what to do. He's taking a lot of time to get back up. Angel could have a lot of time to recover. I don't know if that's enough. I don't know if that was strong enough. Angel expertly placed and grabs the ropes to get the rope break. Flair is extremely frustrated. That was not in his calculations. As Flair maybe was looking for something, comes back into the ring though. Changes his mind as Angel dodges a punch. Oh! Butterfly backbreaker. A very technical move as he rubs his boot into the eye of Angel. But Flair drop kicks him off the apron. That is not a small fall. That is about the height of a top rope, honestly. Ooh, and I think that boot might have scratched his eye open. Maybe cut a little bit above the eye. As they continue to fight outside. Chopped into the barricade. Probably the most powerful chop in the business. Goes for a punch Angel runs out of it. It's Reen back into the barricade head first. That's not going to help the cut. But who will make the cut in Flair Angel? This match is so important for both of them. As Angel's playing a little bit of cat and mouse here. Catching Flair off guard. Not expecting him. Has him up on the shoulders. Ball from Grace. Into the pin. 2, 3. And Angel continues his win streak against Flair. And Angel will be moving to the winner's side of the qualifier tag team, triple tag team match, trios tag. Ooh, that cut on the side of his cheek does not look great. But a great win for Angel. As he will move on, and we will move on to our next match. I'm quite excited for this one. Triple threat contest up next. Look out. Stay tuned. All right. Idol division action here. Now this competitor had to face, at a very strong match, very difficult match, had to face their flesh and blood, as Mama Inu makes their return for this week. Mama Inu beat MintyClovers at Living Legends, and then lost to TeaTheShiba last week, and is looking to pick up a win. But this is not the easiest environment for you to pick up a win in, as she will be facing 2 other contenders in a triple threat match. And if you guys don't know what a triple threat match is, that means 1v1v1. No holds barred, no countouts. The first person to get a pin is the victor. You can work together with people. You can not, there is strategy to this, or you just fight off everyone. But no matter what, there's always going to be someone in your way. This adds a complexity to this match that no other match really has. An odd number of competitors makes everything difficult. If it's a 4v4, 2 can take on 2. It's a 3v3, 3 can take on 3. But in a three-way, it's always 2v2 with a third wheel. And her competitors will be the self-proclaimed Panda Archon herself, Rize. Now, Rize's had problems with Mama Inu's daughter a couple times in matches. In the first ever interdivision tag team match, faced T on multiple occasions, but never being able to really pick up a win. You got to think that maybe it's something on her playbook and her ideas, that maybe she wants to go after TeaTheShiba's mother, and maybe that will be a spiritual win for her. But Rize is very impressive, always. She's had some rough luck so far in the league, but she's been doing good, I think. And she is really a wild card in this match for me. She is, I don't know if she's necessarily the underdog or necessarily the favorite to win, but she's definitely gonna be interesting to watch as the third and final member of this match, the GlitchyBasturds. Now, Glitchy has been relatively dominant recently, picking up 2 wins against Shmeeps, one in an unsanctioned match, so you can question if that's really a win. And in a no-holds-barred match at Living Legends, Glitchy was able to pick up a win. So will she be able to pick up a win here? She will definitely be the biggest and potentially the strongest in this match. So we'll have to see. Coming off a win definitely gives you maybe some advantage here. As Mama Inu is coming off of a loss, Rize is coming off of a loss, and Glitchy is the only one here coming off of a win, I think. If I remember correctly, but maybe I am completely wrong. I apologize. As Rize wrestling takedown, just the height difference of everybody on this match, and and Glitchy. Glitchy just shows the power. Mama Inu and Glitchy working together, but Glitchy clotheslines Mama Inu's head off. It doesn't matter if you're friends here. It doesn't matter if you have ears. It doesn't matter if you have horns. It is everyone for themselves, and it is no holds barred, as Mama Inu is going to take to that and bring a baseball bat to the ring. Misses the swing. A swing and a miss. A bada. Going directly for the biggest person in the match. I think that's a pretty good advantage. An equalizer, as they say. As Rize tosses Mama Inu like a sack of shit. Knee DT. A swinging neck breaker. Well, Mama Inu takes advantage and goes for the pin early on. A 1 count. It is way too early to call it. As Rize is going under the ring for something special. A kendo stick. Hip toss from Mama Inu and a kendo stick to the stomach. Goes for the back but rolls through. As Mama Inu fights through it. Sit-down power bomb by Mama Inu, and now Glitchy's got that kendo stick to Mama Inu. Rize doesn't want... Glitchy is already a weapon, so her to have a foreign object really just makes things a little bit crazy. Running power slam. The strength just pushing Mama Inu off, but Mama Inu using her speed to her advantage. Oh my god, what will it take to take Glitchy down? 2 flying forearms into a kip up and a big boot, but Mama Inu's not phased as Rize takes the advantage with a suplex and just whacks on the back of the head by Glitchy, breaking the kendo stick over Rize's back. A little bit of a slow count there. I think the ref was trying to make sure that Rize's shoulders were on the mat. Senior referee style knee to the gut. Flying forearm takes down Glitchy. As Rize eyes up Mama Inu and throws her into the corner. Oh, big spear chop block, something or other. Just takes the wind out of Rize. Make yourself a... DDT onto the steel bat by Glitchy to Rize. And Mama Inu slaps Glitchy in the face. Just boops the snoot as Glitchy gets an advantage roll over here. Kick out at 1 on the mat, or on the bat, excuse me. Flying forearm doesn't knock Glitchy down, but Mama Inu's back up. Sending haymakers, making Glitchy back up a little bit, get a little bit stunned. Mama Inu says, come here. Crucifix, pin, misses, or gets broken up. Takedown, working the legs is Rize, making sure the big lass isn't standing. Mama Inu, back body drop onto bits of the broken kendo stick. Goes for the pin, kick out at 1 by Rize, a very solid kick out. Now Glitchy has the bat in her hands and just whacks it over the head of Mama Inu. That can cause severe damage. That can crack your skull open. That is not a fun feeling, and she's just beating hand of God by Rize. Doesn't take down Glitchy. Glitchy is unfazed. As Glitchy goes for, of course, Glitchy's favorite weapon, the steel steps of the ring. Oh, that's an inverted DDT. Grabbed her arm to make sure she couldn't move. As Glitchy takes advantage, double choke bomb to the outside of the ring. And Glitchy threatening her opponents, the slice across the throat, but Mama Inu takes advantage of Glitchy taunting and showboating there. Goes for a drop kick, misses it, does Rize, and just gets paid for it with the steel steps over the knee of Glitchy as Mama Inu. As Glitchy walks around like a shark in water over the knee to Rize. And says to Mama Inu again, slices the throat. Those are some very big threats. But can Glitchy live up to them? As I think Glitchy, he's got Mama Inu up and drops her onto the barricade. That is solid steel barricade. That is not protected as much as like the flooring maybe. And it is still steel. Just the jaw bouncing off it. As Mama Inu throws Glitchy into the ring, getting a little bit of a breather. Ooh, maybe went for something, but Rize scouted it. And Glitchy has the bat in hands. This is, I think, is the most we've seen weapons in play in a match. Ooh, just on the tip of the head, and she's toying with the bat. Showing off a little bit. Glitchy is all talk this match, but also, is that an inverted choke slam? Saucing Rize, but hip tossed by Mama Inu, using her own weight against her and then talking shit. She's pointing at her saying, you know, I'm going to teach you what's up. I'm going to teach you some manners, young lady. As Mama Inu Russian leg sweep, back of the head bouncing off the floor. Rize looking for her opening to strike, grabs Mama Inu. The only way to win this match is in the ring. So fighting outside the ring is all right, but that is the only way to win. As Glitchy and Rize are in the ring, Mama Inu outside taking a moment to breathe. As Glitchy goozles Rize into the frame drop. But Mama Inu is right there to break it up. Glitchy was not looking, and Mama Inu just like a vulture here, picking her points, coming in, breaking up the pin, staying outside so she can't be the one pinned. As Glitchy gets up on the top ropes, Rize stunned, but Mama Inu comes flying in. I mean, unintentionally saving Rize from whatever was happening. Rize slapping, she doesn't need help. Spear by Rize. Absolutely guts Mama Inu, but breaks up the pin as Glitchy is still there. Russian leg sweep, Rize's in control. Glitchy with the kick to the gut. Off the ropes is Rize. Big boot takes their head off as Glitchy runs to the outside. Looking for that bat again and going straight for Mama Inu. Ooh, the most effective we've seen weapons used in a match, fighting in front of the French-Canadian, commentator's booth as Mama Inu punches Glitchy and gets back in the ring, because that's the only place where you can win. Off the ropes, does Rize judo throw onto those little bits of wood. You could definitely get some splinters in there as Glitchy grabs a steel chair. Off the ropes, jumps over, leg drop onto Mama Inu from the top ropes. That could cut off all your breathing, cut off circulation, take the wind out of you, and make it very difficult for you to breathe. And breathing is incredibly important in such an athletic sport. Off the ropes, maybe went for a spear. I don't know what happened there. I think Rize hit the steel steps with her head. That was dangerous, high risk, high reward as Rize takes down Glitchy. She does not seem phased. Mama Inu is going up to her old tricks again, as she just breaks the back of Rize. Showing these youngins how to do it. Sidewalk slam from Glitchy. Goes for the pin. Both idols on the ground. And Rize takes advantage. Mama Inu took out Rize and Glitchy struck, picking up an impressive win. Glitchy is in a new streak of dominance of lately, on a little bit of a 3-win streak, and a triple threat match is something that is not very easy to win, as we will move in to our next match of the week. See you guys there. Now for our semi-main event of the evening, we have the one and only UnchainedAwesome. Now Unchained is coming off of that 4-man ladder match. Obviously didn't pick up the win, and he's going to be fighting for his spot in the trio tag match. Now, Chain has had his ups and downs. He hasn't had the most luck in the division so far. But we will see if Chain... He's also coming off the tag team loss against Shmeeps and Merlin last week for the title of King of Camelot. So obviously, he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. But the other member of that match will be facing off against Unchained tonight. It will be MerlinGTB, the king of the crown, and it looks like Merlin is accompanied by a new member of the Icon Division roster. That is right, making his debut here tonight, not in a match, but in the corner of Merlin, is Gareth Unpardon. Now, these two are, Merlin's taking him under his wing. Merlin's teaching Gareth the ropes, no pun intended, and, we'll see. It looks like Gareth is hyped up for this match. Merlin very stoic as ever. I imagine Gareth can learn a lot from Merlin. But how will this affect Unchained? Obviously, Unchained and Merlin just cannot be separated. They are destined to fight, and you gotta think that maybe Unchained has a chip on his shoulder. Merlin, obviously friend and rival to Unchained, maybe is a little bit of a trip. Oh, that's very nice of Gareth, holding up the ropes for Merlin. Maybe he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder there. Obviously they're friends. Why not have a fun entrance with him? I know they're opponents, but as they strike a pose for the camera. Merlin has been pretty dominant, but I would say Unchained and Merlin have similar records. They go back and forth. Merlin is a powerhouse. Unchained is a speedy boy. You see Gareth in the corner of Merlin there. How will that come into play? Is that going to psych out Unchained? The strength of Merlin showing off for Gareth a bit. Just drops Unchained like he weighs nothing, which he probably really doesn't, and then flattens him with a splash. Now, the winner of this match will be joining Angel, electric chair drop, in the 3-on-3 match to determine who will be in the qualifiers for the #1 contender shot and fight TheSleepyPengu for the first ever Icon Division champion off the ropes for a splash. Chain barely rolls through. Chain already looks gassed up. I feel like he's not completely taken back. Misses the kick a little too far. I think Chain is a little bit dazed here, maybe suffering some injuries, maybe still sore from last week and the week or on Saturday at Living Legends. Maybe he's in his head a bit too much. We'll see. Merlin in complete control here. And now you gotta think, you want to be on the winning team, but also you gotta think, who do you want to be tagged with? Who throws him to the floor back first? That does not feel good. Merlin definitely, I think, showing a little bit off for his new compadre there, his student of the game, if you will. As Unchained picks up Merlin, but Merlin just counters everything. You got to think of who you want to tag with. Does Merlin want to fight hard and tag with Angel to then later have to face Angel in a triple threat? Or does Merlin maybe know that he could beat... He maybe knows he could beat Flair and wants to bring Flair's team to victory. So we'll have to see. It's all about who you want to tag with. Oh, he's fixing his... I think he's flexing or he's fixing his stuff there. Off the ropes! Jesus, just like he weighs nothing. That's some magical man energy right there as he goes for the pin. Near fall, 2 count by Merlin. Just absolutely... Oh, nobody wins in a headbutt, but apparently Merlin does. As he's going back up, Gareth watching. Kip up by Unchained. Merlin jumps over him, dodging the forearm. A little shitty forearm by Unchained. Unchained trying to gain some momentum here. Has had none such far. Throws a haymaker right hand or a left hand there. takes down Merlin, wrestling background, forearms to the, or palm fist to the face. And he's now just kicking at the ribs of Merlin, making sure he doesn't get back up, controlling the pace here. If he can control the pace of the match, you can control, and he's working over his fingers. He's looking for something, maybe. I thought he might have planned to hurt the arm of Merlin. As Merlin exits the floor and Unchained follows suit. The sweat flying off right in front of the French-Canadian commentator's table. Russian leg sweep from the Canadian. And just targeting the beard. He's taking the beard. Punches straight to the beard of Merlin. That is the source of his power and strength. Looks like Gareth has moved away from the action. Of course, if Gareth does attack Unchained, do anything, maybe could get thrown out, could get Merlin disqualified. In your debut on the show, you don't want to get your mentor disqualified in their match, especially a match of this caliber and this high stakes. Clothesline takes the head off. We're at a 9 count. I didn't even test the referee at a 9 count, and Unchained with a very cheeky win. I completely was not paying attention to the count-out victory from Unchained. Complete momentum. Gareth is arguing, I think, with the ref out back. Unchained picks up an unprecedented, complete, just clotheslined the head of Merlin and rolls back into the ring. So he will be teaming up with Angel in the 3-on-3 match, and Merlin will join Flair on his side. Yeah, a win's a win, a win's a win, as we move into our main event of the night. And time for the main event of the evening, and I think this show's been pretty good, but I gotta say, now it's definitely been a good day, as MintyClovers makes her entrance. What does everybody say about MintyClovers? She's fun, she's funny, she's energetic, she's amazing to watch, but she needs a win. She is coming off a loss against Usaino last week and a loss at Living Legends to the debuting Mama Inu. She is 0-6. The lowest ranked idol so far, but doesn't mean that she's the least loved. I may be biased, but I think today's going to be a good day. But I gotta say, if I'm a betting man, I don't know if I'd bet against this idol. The current and reigning Idols Division Champion, DancingWithDraven. Coming off a loss against Shmeeps. Could that have been a fluke? Could it be, you know, she doesn't have to work as hard? She's already at the top? What is in Draven's head, the Idol Division Champion? Could this be too much pressure for her? Is it self-sabotage? We'll have to see if last week was a fluke, or if Draven is getting stressed, is in trouble. Because definitely, if MintyClovers picks up a win here, you gotta think that Minty is in contention for the title. I know they have the lowest rank, but getting an upset against the champion, Shmeeps got an upset. The first ever idol to pin Draven on the mat. 1-2-3 was Shmeeps last week. And the question everybody has to ask is, will that ever happen again? The common denominator is the championship. Is a champion's curse? Who knows? But Draven has been one of the, if not the most dominant idol in the division, and I would not count her out in any sense. But it will be Minty versus Draven. The bell rings and Minty runs out the ropes, or runs out the gates. Slapped by Draven, as she just tosses her by the ears. The very long elf ears of MintyClovers. Booty pop moonsault. Everyone knows how to do that. Throws into the corner. As Draven grabs the arm and is working it over, stretching it around the rope. MintyClovers fights out the corner. Sometimes Minty is maybe too fast for her own good. Maybe she's just gasses herself up too much. Maybe she's not focusing on the fundamentals. As she just bends Draven over like a pretzel. We haven't seen Minty do that before. Minty is very adaptive. She knows how to fight. She could pull out anyone's move at any time. She is always a wild card. But unfortunately, we have not seen Cinderella find her glass slipper here. But will the carriage turn to a pumpkin and will the sound of night hit and the pumpkin carriage turn back into a pumpkin for MintyClovers? The Cinderella story. You also got to think maybe, just maybe in Minty's head there, that there's a little bit of desperation here. A little bit. You know, Minty's all smiles and happy, but you can't, as someone in this business, you can't expect, like, just... I'm paying attention to the count now because we were at 6. You have till a count of 10 to get back into the ring. MintyClovers throws Draven. They have until 10 to get back in the ring. You got to think that Minty might be desperate. Is she looking for a count-out victory? Throws Draven into the canvas. Neither of them are in the ring. And they make it in at a count of 8. Okay, that was very similar. That was very reminiscent of what just happened. I was incredibly concerned. Drop kick by Minty. But you got to think, is Minty desperate? Would she go the extra, just go the extra and maybe tweak the rules a bit? Do you think Minty could go to that length? I'm personally, I don't think so at all. But you got to think backbreaker by Draven. You got to think desperation has got to hit when you're in this business and you're on a losing streak. You've got to do anything to pick up a win. Kick out at 2. Draven shaking her head a little bit, saying, why don't you stay down? As she works over the arm. Working over the neck. Just taking it slow. That's not how you stretch out your neck in the morning. Minty, arm drag down. As she knocks Draven in a knee DT, a swinging knee DT into the canvas. Moonsault. Minty, one of the most athletic competitors. Everyone is very athletic in the Idols division, let's be real, but Minty just defies gravity, all laws of physics. Booty pop moonsault. Ooh, cross body running by Draven. I almost called her Rhea Ripley, to be honest. Bumps off the ropes. Ooh, almost collides in the air, but slightly misses. Kick to the skull, spins around. Oh, speaking of spinning around through the ropes, but catches her with an uppercut. Does Draven. Oh, as Draven throws Minty outside of the ring. What could Draven be looking for here? As Draven jumps over the ropes and lands leg first onto Minty's skull. Just sanding herself like a cannonball out of the ring. Launching her. Crowds chanting, this is awesome. Kip up by Minty. As Draven throws Minty into the corner and rolls back into the ring. Of course, Draven doesn't want to win that way. Wiping off her boots. Doing a little bit of a show off there behind. Maybe was looking for those German suplexes. Doesn't quite get it. Back and forth is this fight. You always see fights with Draven. It's a little bit back and forth, but Draven pulls it up. Ooh! Snapdragon suplex. It was maybe like a one-arm dragon suplex. Crossbody. Running crossbody. Just like a missile. Just using herself as a body, but MintyClovers expertly grabs onto the ropes barely touching. Draven's like, are you really sure that counts as touching? All right. Kind of arguing with the ref there. Wrenches the arm into the kick. Ooh! Good night. That's a blackout to MintyClovers. Kick out by MintyClovers. Minty is reeling. She has got to find some momentum here as Draven is giving her no time to breathe. Going to jump from the top rope to the outside in front of the French-Canadian commentator's booth, but high risk, high reward, and that was a risk as MintyClovers just pushes her away, gets out of the way of the drop kick. Draven is still alive, though, and kicking as Draven throws Minty back into the ring. Circling the ring as she rolls in at a count of 2-ish, 3-ish. And targeting the knee, making sure that Minty can't do all of her high fly shenanigans. The shoulder collar tie up. Scoop slam. Scoop. Draven goes for the German suplexes, but Minty arm drags out of it. Shining Wizard knocks Draven into the corner. Elbow from Minty, flying forearm out of the corner. Both seem to be like running out of gas, rubbing the face into the canvas. Just the disrespect from Draven. Both seem to be running out of steam here. Can Draven pull out the win here? 3, and Draven picks up the win, rolling out of the ring, and MintyClovers is frustrated, I think. Rubbing the face into the mat, and MintyClovers takes the frustration out on our senior official here. I don't think that was, it's not very minty of her, but Draven rolls out the win and picks up another win, proving that maybe that wasn't a fluke. And we will see you guys next week. I'm Masu Pro Wrestling 10. Have a good night, folks.